there.
At
He had a
long
vibe.
last, the dude had a vibe.
I keep getting these texts to ask if we're doing it.
No,
yet.
I know. No.
Ryan, we won't include this part. Okay. So we have to do the Howl stuff.
Jesus. I'm trying. I
How
just
mu-
said
like,
I
how
was
lo- I'm
trying
sorry.
to take a break.
I know.
How long are we like?
Well, I have Kevin gave me the ad before we do, and like it's like 60 pages long. And I guess this is punishment, So what I heard from Scott, he's like, you guys have been selected to do like a special, since we know you love doing Howl ads so much, you've been selected to do a special entire episode Howl ad.
So he's heard
He's in a lot of them.
No, I know, but
He's heard our other ads.
he's heard the ones that we've done
Yes.
since.
And I guess Howard has been saying some stuff about Howl.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're the length of these ads, the bullet points, and then it's like you gotta fight your way to the content.
Yeah. And so he's like, and Howard's going to come on and do the show too, which is great. Like, we love having Howard here. I would love to talk more about stuff related to
Summer.
this in Howard's career generally.
Right.
But we do have to sort of pivot to Howl. It does have to be in an organic way.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of phases to this ad.
So we're just looking for clean transitions into Howl among what would normally be our content with Howl.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
So we can just get back into the conversation with
You
Howl.
guys could call me Howl, maybe.
Oh, that could
Howler.
be really. It could be like an accident.
Or just whatever works for you guys.
Because Comedy
just
Bang
to
Bang
get
will
it
do
in
this
there.
a lot, where they'll like say something wrong, but then they'll turn that into
To the thing that they're trying to talk about.
and then that's a T-shirt.
Right.
Like,
They did that on Mad TV, I remember.
Yeah.
and Scott would not like it if you like implied that he was copying from Mad TV.
Well, I think they've evolved it,
All great artists steal, But I would say that whatever, Matt TV, Comedy Bang Bang, same show. It doesn't matter.
But
that's not, that's not.
No, you
help
can
us
say it
with the
now. We
Howl
can say
stuff.
it now. It's not going to be on the show. Mad TV and Comedy Bang Bang are the same
Essentially
show.
the same show,
I mean, it was, yeah.
People come in and do characters. They've got like one thing, but they do it for a long time.
They've never been on at the same time, so.
Yeah. So
Never see the bottom of this.
they've never been in the same room.
I know that mentions is a big thing with this stuff. So
Yes.
if you just keep calling me Howl, it would just be another way to get some mentions.
It's
in, I
some,
guess.
Yes.
it's some
Well-
weird like NLP thing, right?
And that is actually in the.
What's that? What's that?
Neuro-linguistic programming.
Oh, okay,
like if
right.
you're talking to a girl and you want to casually use the word penetrate,
Right.
just in a non-sexual
To get it
form,
in, yeah,
so
just
that
to
she
float
just
it
has
in
that
there.
in her mind, like, oh, I'm thinking about penetration. So anyway,
It
they
does
want
say
us to
on
do
this
that
thing
with
that
this.
the word "howl" is the linguistic kill shot. We do have to use it 250 times in this discussion. So we'll get back in and just be like having a normal conversation about the stuff we were talking about before, but then that should blend organically into Howl stuff with us talking about the shows that we
Right.
okay.
Can we like call attention to that? Like, hey, we can't believe how much Howl we got to talk about, or do we?
I
Just
think it should
play
be that we
like-
can't believe how much great programming there is. If there's anything we can't believe, it should
okay.
be that we can't believe how
I think for me,
much great Howl
just
programming there is.
seeing what Hayes has gone through with some of the ads he's done, that Scott has made him do when I've just happened to be out of the room.
Right.
That I think the safest thing is to just be like, we've got Howl on the brain.
Because I don't know if this
Okay,
happened to you,
right.
Howard. They sent the Master of Disguise, Pistachio Disguisey, to impersonate me.
Turtle.
Yeah, remember the turtle guy?
Turtle.
Right.
Turtle.
Right.
Yeah, but
Turtle.
he came to my home and impersonated me to do a Howl ad on my computer.
Were you there?
I caught him.
Wow. Right
Yes.
in your house?
Yes, I caught him in my house because he set the alarm off.
He's a little like a Pokemon, huh?
Yes, he is. He is a lot like a Squirtle.
Yeah.
So you
caught him.
let him do the ad? You let him finish it?
No, I told him to get the heck out of here.
Yeah.
Graham.
Bust it.
And I told him to tell Scott that the next one of the flunkies he sent my way is going to send him back his fucking head.
That stuff doesn't faze Scott. I don't know why he
No, it makes him. It energizes him.
Yeah.
Well, do you think this stuff? Do you ever think is it coming from him, or does it come from above him somewhere? Like
Scripps.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, I wonder about that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Mr. Scripps.
I saw one of the Scripps kids, the little princes of Hollywood. Denny Scripps. And he was riding this scooter. I'm going to have trouble describing it.
It's like a beach cruiser.
Yes,
it has handlebars.
Yeah, handlebars, but he's leaned all the way back. Like it's one of those old-fashioned hogs, you know? And he's riding this thing, and he's screaming the wrong way down Sunset Boulevard. And everybody's pulling off, just crashing into the sidewalk.
They know that's safer for them is to crash into the sidewalk
than to get in little Denny Scripps' way. Mm-hmm. And he had a babe in his lap.
Yeah.
And this is a kid. I mean, Denny's only like.
I don't know what it is about making it seem like he's a kid. He is like 40. I would say he's like 43. Mm-hmm. But it's very important to his reputation that he seemed like he's a little kid.
Okay, yeah.
For you to call him Little Denny is like, yeah, he's Little Denny Scripps, but he is like not a child.
No, I guess it worked out.
We can talk about it on
I didn't know
this,
his
but
actual age, but he.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But he had this babe in his lap. Man, she was something else, out of this world.
Really?
Yeah. She was the girl who played Evie on Out of This World.
Okay, should we get back into it?
No.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Are you good, Howard?
Yeah, I'm just trying to gear up for it.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, Ryan.
Yeah. Come back in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the beach, barbecue in the sand, like, is that something that you would be into?
Sure, clam bake, fire pit, Huntington, all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, you hunt any big waves out there?
I'm not that much of a surfer, but I like to cheer them on.
Sorry, Howard, you started talking about big waves. It just reminded me of the new wave of programming coming in from Howl and how excited I am to sort of hop on that, get pitted, and ride the tube all the way in.
That's so funny. I was actually just listening to Howl on the way here. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to make my way through all this new programming. There's 150 hours of original programming.
Wow.
And it feels like more, honestly.
Boing. That just gave me a hard one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm engorged for content. And Howl is the place where I go to get it.
The thing with Howl is there's stuff that I feel like is like for me and my friends to listen to together. Mm-hmm. Like there's stuff that's great for parties to like play on the speakers at parties. There's stuff for just like when I want to be by myself. There's stuff for me to play while I'm going to sleep. I can just sort of have a constant flow of Howl material that's going all the time.
I'm so glad you mentioned parties because podcasts used to be a thing that I think lonely people listen to alone in their car or at work to feel like they have
simulated
someone with
friendship.
them. Yeah. But now it's really become so much more where it is preferable to putting on music at a party to put on something like John Oliver and Brian Posehn trying to figure out what the tune is to a Jack in the Box. And they're kind of winding the thing and it's making a little tink-a-tink song.
Before it pops.
Yeah, but they're just going like, what is this? This is so familiar.
Yeah, because you can honestly bounce to some of these podcasts.
Oh, yeah. And not only can you bounce to them, but you almost have to because the rhythms of these people's speech is more satisfying than a drum and a bass and all that old music that we used to listen to.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's why we say to people, you can enjoy your summer by listening to Howl, and you can take it anywhere. It's portable. And like you were saying, Sean, it fits all the different sonic needs. Whether you like music, whether you like talking, it's going to be all there for you.
And I would say I don't like music anymore. I used to think I liked it, but now I like Howl instead.
This is actually that's actually a really great point that Howard brings up. That Howl is so light. A lot of these other podcast services will actually physically make your phone very heavy,
Right, because of the files and sizes. And
yeah. And people are like, well, then that's for strong people, but Howl is for everybody, including nerds.
What I love about Howl is that I'm actually, even though it costs money to get it, I'm actually making money just by listening to it because it's making me so interesting and fun to be around that I'm so much more likely to have a successful job interview or even just meet someone at a sports bar where they play Howl over the TVs instead of sports now.
Yeah.
And be able to connect with someone who then maybe would provide me with an opportunity.
yeah, I've had people ask me to go, you seem a little lighter. Your spirit's a bit lighter now. Is it Howl? And I say, yeah, I'm on that now. It's like so many others. I get the content that I need when I need it, and it's great to just be connected to what people are talking about.
What is it about on-demand content that really gets me so buzzed that it's better than any drug I've ever had? I feel like I'm shooting through the roof just hearing the opening tune chords of the song that leads into Gabrus talking to a scientist or something. What a fucking cool idea.
That episode is my ringtone.
Oh,
The whole episode?
Yeah.
wow.
I love hearing it, and you want to pick something you don't get tired of. So
No
a
wonder I
full-length
can't get
podcast-
you to answer the phone lately. You want to hear the ring too much, Howard.
But Sean, I'll tell you, I love every time you call me.
Yes, thanks.
It starts up my favorite thing, my favorite podcast.
We do have to do the script.
I don't even have a receipt for this.
Yeah. There's a great there's one that Kumail's on that's really good.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Kumail guests on one.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't gotten to that yet.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
very exciting.
Oh, I'm stoked. He's helping him with the plants.
Yeah.
That's great.
And are we good?
That's 10.
It's I just got a text that says that I guess somehow Scott is listening to this.
Ryan.
Oh, you know what? Ryan,
Said it was going out live.
the engineers, because I know starred pretty good. Brett Morris, because we do this stuff together.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
have body cams on the a lot of the engineers now. So
Oh,
it's their way of keeping an eye on things.
That's interesting because you can't see him, but the size of one of Ryan's pupils is changing. It's kind of widening in and out, like it's focusing.
Yeah.
And it's making that little noise.
Yeah. He's digitally enhanced.
Aperture.
Yeah, it's like aperture. So Scott does say that.
Judd aperture.
Scott says that Howard has to do one more of his favorite shows.
Oh, no. And Howard, I'm sorry.
It's okay. There's a new one. I don't know if the Sklar's have anything to do with it, but it's a sports one. It's the 80-yard potato sack race to the Earwolf men's room. So whenever the interns or the workers out there, they need to go to the bathroom, we put them in a potato sacks and race them down there. And it's quite a ways.
Okay, Scott says we have to end the show now.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, that was only 9, I think.
Bye.
Hollywood Handbook.
Today's show is sponsored by Howl FM. It's like Netflix for podcasts. The Comedy Bang Bang live tour is back on Howl this summer. It is.
I think I'm going to be sick.
Howl is real.
Yeah.
Howl is real.
Unfortunately,
It's so real.
It's very real. So obviously Hayes and I were working to expose Howl
For its fakeness.
had been displayed as just an empty computer at one point, and we thought, oh, we're going to blow the top off this thing. And so what Scott finally did was he threw us both inside of a bag and took us to the secret factory location.
The Howl
and
Factory.
Gave us a tour of the Howl Factory where we saw how Howl actually gets made.
How does this get made is there are people there. It's full of these like tiny people.
Let's talk about some of the people we met there. Let's talk about the people and remember them because
these are yes
because
these
they are people,
as much as they may
tiny
not, like,
as they are,
look like people,
as small of people as they are,
and their skin you can see through.
It's because they get no vitamins. They're in this dark factory all day. I met a 10-year-old girl whose hands look like a knot of string because she has to physically, manually put the podcast into the computer by hand. And there's all kinds of animals and stuff and wires that are attacking her hand. And she put it in front of me, and she put in 2 podcasts, and the third time she just pulled back a stump. And Scott said, "Bring in the next one." And the next girl was only 9 years old. So I think the girl before had been doing it for a whole year.
I met a man. He looked like he was in his late 90s.
Yeah, at least 100.
But he said he was only 72 years old. But they also have no way of tracking time because there's no light in the factory.
They're not allowed to have birthdays.
Yeah.
Scott kept bragging about
Scott
that.
takes all their birthdays.
He kept bragging. He was like, "Oh, I don't give them any birthdays." And then he said, "Check this out." And he had a closet full of their birthdays. And he said, "I don't even do anything with them. I just throw them out at the end of the week."
This man, his job was to test the Superego classics. Mm-hmm. And he loves the show. But every once in a while you get a bad batch. Yeah. A bad batch of Super Ego classics. And what I watched him listen to a bad one, and it his ears burned from the inside out.
Yeah.
Like sort of turned to ash on his head as he's laughing, loving the show.
Matt Gorley, I think, was doing a character who had like a sort of jazz age voice. And he thought it was funny, of course, but because it wasn't technically a classic, it could not go into the Super Ego Classics.
And it destroyed his
vault.
head. Yeah.
And his ears turned to ash, and then he couldn't hear anything anymore, which was the only joy he had in life. I saw... I don't know if it was a boy or a girl, but I saw somebody, and I don't know how old they were because they were just a puddle of blood. And
So it was more like a pile.
It was a pile. It was stacked up pretty high and thin. And they were apparently somehow associated with the 42 more Comedy Bang Bang specials from the Howl Premium and the exclusive access to 150 hours of original.
And the 2016 live.
And the 2016 live, yeah, sure.
It's all there.
So Scott's pretty proud of this factory. We luckily were able to escape.
It says you can use the code Hollywood when you check out on Howl FM to get a month of Howl Premium for free. We've seen what happens to the code processors. When you type in a code, the code is branded on them. Mm-hmm. It's like when somebody types a key at home, this like mallet with a letter on it swings out,
and it brands them. And I hate to get too graphic, but it gets branded to the inside of their butt cheek.
Their butt cheeks are flayed open to
like
receive
near
the brand.
friggin' hole. And I wish they didn't do that. Because then it looks like it hurts to sit down, and I can only imagine some of the other stuff that they must endure.
After your full month of free trial, it's only $4.99 per month to get this exclusive content on iPhone, Android, and the web. I was like, how much of the $4.99 is going to the guys?
Yeah.
And it turns out they're paying for Howl as well. It's like
Yeah.
they get to work at the factory. The payment is they get a discount on Howl.
Yeah. They get Howl credits. Howl bucks. Anyway, redeem your promo code. Make sure you account on the web at howl.fm and enter code Hollywood at checkout. That's Howl, HOWL.fm, and use the promo code Hollywood for 1 month free trial of Howl Premium. And by the way, you want to know what makes it premium? Their bones.